So this was inspired by Janet Mbogo's book, my first time. I have not read it, I have not gotten it even, but hopefully I will get my hands on it and hopefully I'll read it. But I was watching everyone speaking about it, and then this clicked, let's record going through periods. Hey guys, hi. I feel like I introduce my channel these days like a joke, but it's not. I'm not trying to joke, I'm just trying to do a thing and I like it. But hey guys, welcome to my channel. I love you so much and I'm so grateful that you're back here on Being Ilomic. If you're new here, karibu sana. This is Being Ilomic and I am Philomena, and Being Ilomic is sourced from my name Philomena. So yeah, so today, or the introduction to this video I'm doing now, is a topic that I know is going to be like for most people, and you can tell from the title of the video, but it's important to me and it's reality for me. And this channel is a journey, it's a reality, and part of that journey is this, and I have to do it, I have to process it every month, just like every other woman alive, except those that are unable to because of health issues or situations like that, which I can only imagine. I can't. But let me tell you, periods are one of those things that you mention it and it's like, no, we don't want to hear about that. And yet it's a reality for women. It's a reality for me. And a third of my reproductive life, and this is what I mean by reproductive, it's probably not the most correct word to use. What I mean is from the years that I am able to that I'm fertile, that I'm able to have my periods, or just go through this whole things from the year when it starts to what, menopause, or when it stops. Me being able to do this, me being able to have my periods max like a health, it makes me feel like I'm healthy, because if I don't, then that means that there's a problem and I have to go to doctors and a whole situation. So I'm grateful that I'm healthy in this way and that I'm able to have my periods every month. So why do I want, this is my intention for this period, is to make this a little less of we don't need to talk about it because it is gross. It is a gross topic, to, well, let's talk about it because it is something that happens to a good percentage of the population, because, well, women, we are many. Let me put it right. Can we embrace periods to be what they are? And by what they are is that they are a reality. They are what they are. So what I'm going to do through this month is try as much as possible and as many times that I can remember to capture my whole period situation. Okay, I'm not going to show you the stuff that you don't want to see. There won't be blood and all that, okay, and there won't be things that mostly I'm going to be talking, but I'm going to be explaining as is happening. So let's explain now. So what happens is, I don't know if you've gone for biology class, but this is what biology teaches us. On the first day of your periods, when you start bleeding, can you imagine that you bleed for life, you guys? when I say that, I mean that it shows that you're healthy when you bleed as a woman. It's crazy, but I love it. I especially love my periods. It's one of those things that no one, and especially the male species, can tell me nothing, because boy, I'm bleeding for life. But anyway, so the first day of your bleeding is your first day of your cycle. Now, some people have 21 days, others 28, others 35, others in irregular. Now, this is according to the biology class that I went to. So, first day of your cycle. So, what happened is last week was my week of cycle. So last week we did the whole thing from Sunday to Saturday was done. On Sunday is what is usually called safe days, which safe days is a big joke, guys. Safe days does not exist. Here's why I believe it doesn't exist. I mean, it happens. You have free days, which is what I decided to call them, free days, which your area, your uterus and everything is just relaxing, not doing the most. Here's why I believe they're not safe. Because if you decide to do chamama and chababa, the sperm can stay in your uterus or in that whole area for 3 days. So why they are called safe days is that people say that you can get pregnant. But if a sperm can stay in your area in 3 days, that means that you can play chamama and chababa, and the sperm decides, oh, let's just chill and wait and see if there's a girl that's going to pass by and we can, and then it delays, and then 3 days the girl comes, the the ovaries decide, oh, we can release the gift to the world, and then the gift meets the sperm and there you're pregnant. So how safe is safe days? And then here's what from my own experience and my own thinking is, sometimes periods will come earlier, sometimes they will delay, and you don't know what is delaying them. Maybe it's your diet, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's a lot of things that just affects our bodies and therefore affects the whole process. So how will you, someone is, so here's my thing, this is my thought process. So sometimes it comes early. So how do you know that, you're thinking it is safe days, but your ovulation has started a little earlier than it was supposed to start? So, and then someone gets pregnant, oh my god, but it was during my safe days. How safe are safe days? Anyway, let's move on. So what happened is last week was my cycle, the beginning of my cycle. Did it from Sunday to Saturday. So on Sunday, my free days have started. Now today is Thursday. So by Saturday is when my it's usually 7 days. This is for someone who has a cycle of 28 days. Okay, so I'm free for 7 days. So in those 7 days we are relaxing, nothing much is happening, which is when my normal self shows up. Well, I don't know how normal she is, but we are just chilling. So then on Saturday is my last free day. Now on Sunday is when all things are held constant. This is when all things are held constant. I am doing well, I'm in a good place. The weather is, I'm in a good place. On Sunday is when I'm supposed to ovulate. So then now the process continues, and at the end of the other 2 weeks is when the next cycle begins, which it begins with you bleeding. So I hope you understand. So what starts is you start bleeding, you rest for 7 days, you ovulate, and that whole process of your uterus preparing for babies and all that. And during that moment, if you play chababa and chababa, you can become a mother. So I'm not planning to do that this month. So I thought, why not show me going through periods? I know it's crazy. Even me thinking about it is crazy. But I think it's a conversation that should be had. And I don't know about you, but for me, Personally, I have no problem with speaking about periods. I'll just be, no, I am not having a good month, leave me alone. I don't have a problem with explaining those things, but I am concerned with people who treat it like, oh, you should not make it a big deal, see what, or why do you keep talking about it so much, and it's a normal thing. Sometimes it's not as normal as people think. People just think, oh, you are just chilling and you're bleeding and it's like nothing is happening, it is not affecting your life. It affects our lives, it does. So I'm going to try as much as possible. So I hope that this month is going to be a good month. Yeah, and I'm going to try and explain it a little more, which this video may be longer, but it's okay. I'm ready for it to be longer because I think I'm willing for it to go there. Yeah. This has been a long intro. These days I just do long intro, but let's do that. I'm so excited to do this. So right now there's nothing much to show you or to tell you. It's just we are resting these days. Savor them. You savor them because this is your best life and you have no idea what this month is bringing you and this cycle is bringing you. So you enjoy them and you have a good time. So yeah, I will see you when my womb starts preparing itself to have a baby, but we are not having a baby when it starts preparing itself for the next cycle. Guys, I'm back with updates. So today is Sunday. So yesterday I was wondering, oh, what if I sit on Sunday? What if on Sunday I don't start ovulating or I don't have signs for ovulating? But yeah, science rarely lies. So yeah, I think we are on. The journey has just started. So sometimes you know, sometimes you don't. How I know is when I start cramping. Now, and for ovulation it's very specific because you feel it at the sides of your waist, where your ovaries are supposed to be, or at this both sides. So sometimes I can feel it on just one side, which means one ovary, but sometimes I feel it on both. I don't know why then both. Are we producing two eggs at the same time? Could I probably be a twin parent? I don't know why both have pain, but it happens. And yeah, so cramping has started. I can't really explain cramping to guys, but it's like having a muscle pull, and sometimes it can be just a little bit, sometimes it's a lot. The other thing is that when I am cramping, I feel nauseated, like I just, and then now I become very specific about the smells I want around me, the foods I want around me. Yeah, so ovulation has started. Today is Sunday. So what's the other thing? So what I'm doing is I'm having breakfast right now, and look, nutrition, I can't emphasize, I cannot explain how important it is to to take care of yourself internally. Your nutrition, your water intake. I mean, you know you're going to lose nutrients. You know you're going to lose blood, so you need to support your body. Yeah. So for breakfast I am having Indomie, but with a lot extra vegetables. There's broccoli. Where is it? Broccoli. There's beans. There's carrots, and there's ginger, and what is garlic. What else is there? There's a bit of eggplants there. What else is there? It's just a lot of vegetables that are really good. And something else that I need to say, maybe you're not shedding right now, but once you like when you're settled, when nothing is happening, is a good time to take care of yourself for when things start happening. To support your body and your immunity, because immunity goes down when we are on our periods. Yeah, so it's good to support your body for the process. And I am cramping just a little more, then I can keep doing this. So I will see you if there's any other update. Guys, I am back, and I thought that I will try and explain a little bit of science, of the science surrounding menstruation and ovulation, so that anyone who does not understand at least understands, especially if you missed biology class in high school or wherever else that they provide biology class, that you actually understand what's happening when it's happening. So welcome to teacher. Actually, today was in my book Dara Sunday. I went to mass with her. Dara, my mom would if I was around her, but she's not. So anyway, so do I look like a teacher? Because today I am here to teach. I have notes, I have a pen, I don't have a chalk, and I don't have a board to illustrate, which by the way, I'm seated on my bed, and I have put you by the window, which is why there's this wall here. It's because that's my window, and that's the one place that had at least a good background and good lighting. So bear with me. Menstruation is the first day of the cycle, right? So of course, menstruation is the release of the lining of the uterus, which contains from Lady Vajayjay, and I don't know what it's called, that whatever comes out has blood and cells because of the lining of the uterus that has broken down. Yeah, so sometimes it varies between a woman to another woman or between cycles. So you may be 28 days this month, and maybe during another cycle, because of changes maybe in your diet or changes in the weather or changes maybe in your weight changes, a lot of things that affect menstruation, that can cause for your cycle to change, to have either more days or less days. Now, there's a phase in that whole process that is called follicular phase. Now, follicular phase starts with during menstruation. Now, what follicular phase is that there's a structure in the brain that is called hypothalamus. Hypothalamus triggers pituitary gland to what does it do? So it triggers the pituitary gland to produce follicle stimulating hormone. Yes, words. I don't know why the reproductive system has very complex words, by the way. Very. So follicle stimulating hormone. What that does is that hormone triggers the ovary to produce follicles or cysts, about 5 to 20. Now, these follicles have immature eggs, but at least one, usually one matures up. But some people will mature maybe two, and that's why you will have maybe fraternal twins. So the follicle, usually the maturing is during date 10 of our 28-day cycle. This is the standard, so I'm going to use the 28-day cycle. So around day 10, that is when the maturity happens and the other follicles die. Now, then growth of the uterus happens, and now during the follicular phase, when the follicle is developing, it causes a rise in the levels of estrogen in the body. Now, when that happens, the hypothalamus detects that. When it detects that levels, it releases a chemical that is called the gonadotrophin releasing hormone. Now, that hormone triggers the pituitary gland to produce luteinizing hormone. Now, high levels of luteinizing hormone will trigger ovulation. So ovulation is caused by luteinizing hormone, which is produced by the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is caused to produce luteinizing hormone by gonadotrophin releasing hormone, which is produced by the hypothalamus tissue. I hope we got that. So luteinizing hormone causes ovulation. Egg is released into the fallopian tube. Now, how that moves is with wave-like projections, and I guess that's why you would feel pain when ovulation is happening, because of those wave-like projections toward the fallopian tube. Now, the life cycle of an egg is 24 hours, so you only ovulate for 24 hours, for only 24 hours. Now, what happens during the luteal phase is, you remember during ovulation, the follicle released an egg, right? So once that happens, when it produces an egg, it doesn't die. What it does is it develops into another structure that is called the corpus luteum. Now, the corpus luteum is now produces progesterone and some small levels of estrogen. Now, the combination of those two hormones is what keeps the lining of the uterus thickened. Now, if you get pregnant, that maintains, so that the egg is implanted and all that. But we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is the other thing. If you don't get pregnant, then the corpus luteum withers and dies. When it withers and dies, it causes progesterone levels to go down. When they go down, honey, that's when trouble begins. The thickened lining of the uterus now starts shedding, and that's when you start having that's when you will start having your menses. Usually the corpus luteum will wither during day 22. So in the next few days, the lining is starting to shed, and this was for me to help anyone to understand this, that these things are, if you're a woman, these things are happening without your control. Your brain is working, your body is working, your pituitary gland is working, and sometimes you have no control of that. So when hormones are being produced left, right, and center, and they're causing you to behave a lot of ways, sometimes you may not even be aware that this is happening, because sometimes you'll react to a certain situation, and then once you understand, oh, I was ovulating, that's when you realize, oh, I should not have reacted the way I reacted. Forgive yourself and give yourself grace, because you're not always going to be aware. You're not always going to be aware when you react in certain ways, and either way, it's not like you can tell your pituitary, oh, no, we are not producing luteinizing hormone, or your corpus luteum, oh, no, we are not producing more estrogen and progesterone and all that. So if you act crazy, forgive yourself. And I hope that now men understand why things happen when they happen, and to understand that it is beyond us. It is beyond us. Sometimes you're not aware that these things are happening, and then you're like, oh, now it's happening, and I reacted in this way. So if you don't understand, and this, I will speak this especially to men, if you don't understand it and you want to understand it, ask questions, and ask them politely and gently, and be conscious about how you're asking them. It's not your questions that hurt or that make people angry. It's how you bring the point. Here, I'm going to give you an example. Someone will see you doing something, or you reacting some way, and ask you, kwani it's that time of the month. Case one. And someone sees you react the same way and asks you, are you okay? Or asks you, you've been moody lately, are you fine? Trust me that I'm going to be gentle, just a little bit more gentle to the person who asks me, your moods have not been the best, are you okay? I'm going to try and if I am aware that I've been acting up, I'm going to explain it. But the dude that asked me if it's that time of the month, why do you want us to hide it under the rug? What do you mean with your question? Why? Because if it's that time of the month, then what? You will not understand, or you will be more understanding, or what do you mean? No, answer me, really. What do you mean? What exactly? So this is what I mean. It's how you approach it. If you are aggressive to a person who is already moody because of things that are happening inside your body and you have no control over, what do you think that person is going to do? They're going to freak out and they're going to be really mad. Just be gentle in how you ask if you don't know it. Something else, familiarize yourself with the topic. Here's the thing, you're a man, you're a man. You need to know, and for the sake of the women that are in your life, for your daughters, for your friends, for your wife, girlfriend, partner, for your cousins, for your relatives, familiarize yourself with the whole topic of periods, because you can't keep yourself away from girls, and you can't keep away periods from those girls. They're going to be going through things every month, and a third, like I was saying, a third of our reproductive lives, our bodies are preparing ourselves or are going through this period. A third. This is why I say a third. You have 4 weeks in your cycle. That means you only have 1 rest week. So in this, forgive my nails, for these 3 weeks, you're either going through the cycle, or you're going through ovulation, or your body is just preparing you for either the cycle or for carrying a life. Which means for most of our lives, we are going through this thing. So you can't hide it under the rug. It is there. Familiarize yourself with it and get yourself comfortable with it, because it happens and it is real. And let's make that a comfortable topic in my channel, because now the men in my real life that I engage with, they have to be careful. Me, it's a no-nonsense topic. You don't play with it. You know, the same way you don't play with the topic surrounding my family because I love them, or people that I love. You don't play around periods. If you have a question, ask it, but ask it gently. Be very careful with your choice of words. I'm back and my dress is torn, and I don't care, because first of all, I don't have a knitting kit in the house. So fresh air to my armpits. Anyway, can we talk about periods being late? I don't know if you want us to talk about that, but let me see if I want to know. Well, I'm just going to talk about it anyway. So my periods are 2 days late. Now, if I was out here doing things that I should not be doing, or I should be doing a little bit more careful, which not happening, I would be worried. But they're just late. They're late. They're late by 2 days. And so I don't know if this is something that would worry anyone. Well, of course, if you don't want to be pregnant and they're late and you did things that you should have been a little bit more careful doing, you would be worried. So anyway, sometimes it delays, and for me at least, I do know that sometimes it delays in 2 days, and usually it's because, so I came to know that my weight affects it a lot. And the other thing that I've come to know is my the change in weather conditions affects me a lot. When I was in Nyeri, I used to get my periods after 35. My cycle was 35, and so I get back to Kitui, and within a year, or within months, it was months, it got back to 28. Now we're in Nairobi. I don't know what it has decided to do, but anyway, it's late in 2 days, but I woke up this morning feeling like it's going to be happening, and saw some staining, so hopefully it's coming. But also the other thing is my mood. My mood, I'm not in a bad mood, I don't have energy, which is one of the signs for me that periods are here. The wells are running high. they're, they're wells are running low is there's no water. Wells are running high, yes, is no energy. That is why if you come to me looking for a fight today, within this week, you're going to get a fight, because I have no patience for anything, because I have no energy. Literally, I don't have that much energy going on in my body, because I'm losing blood like crazy. And then you want me to be fighting over little things. Oh, I am going to show you battle, war. We are going to war. Anyway, let's see if they are going to happen. For now, I'm going to finish up my tea and prepare supper before I go to work, because I'm not planning to cook when I come back, and I'm alone in the house. Bruined, because it's midterm and it's a teacher's thing. I mean, teaching job is just so fun. Yeah, don't let my dance fool you. The crumbs just can. Like I said, oh guys, I think I should end this video here. I feel like this is going to be one very long video, and my food is not ready yet. Anyway, it's going to be one very long video. But I hope that you've learned something about period. I don't know what you have learned at all, but I hope that you have. As much as it's a normal process, and as much as our bodies are ready to go through it, and as much as it's a natural phenomenon, I don't know, it can and it does disrupt life, and sometimes we also are not. I know it feels like we should be knowing, a woman should be knowing how to deal with herself during periods. I'm sorry, no, we don't have to, because it's a lot of things. Sometimes it's new things, sometimes it's old things happening in a new way, sometimes it's I didn't even know that these things were happening. So yes, our bodies are, but our mind sometimes like it's just, don't be entitled to it. Don't be entitled to the woman next to you should be able to organize herself and know what is happening and deal with it or suck it. No, we can. We can suck our tummies so that they look good in clothes. We can suck our moods when we're going through these things. So be kind to the woman next to you. Even as a woman, women, be kind to other women while they are going through their situations. Apart from that, what else do I want to say? If you feel like this is a thing I should be doing in this, because as I've been going through this video, I've been thinking of other things that we could talk about. If you think that we should do more period stories on my channel, different stories, please comment down below and let me know what those stories are, whether it is PMS or it's interaction with men, interaction of men with periods. Let me know. I would like to know whatever it is. Like I said, we are being fearless in this community of being Ilomic because you're associated to me, and this is my year of being fearless. So topics that get us out of, get the fearlessness out of us, we are dealing with them as much as they come, and I'm receiving a call. Okay, bye guys, see you, bye.